Hey there, thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Bo, or at Mavs Highlights, and we are going to do a first round mock picks 1 through 30. And I am so blessed, so fortunate tonight to be joined by Jimmy C of all things Mavs and Jimmy C Hoops. And so, Jimmy, thank you for joining us tonight.
Dude, thank you. I'm excited. This is like the first mock draft I've done with somebody else that I didn't really know what direction it was going to go, like who's going to pick what. So I'm excited. This will feel more like draft night where I really have no idea what's going to happen next.
Absolutely. And you can take it any way you want to go. Like on a whim, you can go, I don't think they'll do this, but this is what I'm going to do. Or you can say predictive and go, this is what I think they'll do. It's totally up to you. And you get the first pick, so you get to kick us off, but you've got all the odd numbers, so you're also going to get that very precious 9 pick. So our hearts are in your hands tonight, Jimmy. So, all right, I think you can handle it. Here we go. I'm going to throw up the ESPN Analytics mock. I think a lot of us are familiar with this one.
Yep.
There's other great mocks. I just really like the aesthetic and simplicity of this one, and so I've been going with it. Brother, with the first pick, where are we going? What do you want to do?
Man, I personally have been Team AJ Debonsa from the beginning. I thought he should be the number 1 pick, but this whole time, all these rumors have come out. Careful.
I'm not pushing anything.
This new Darren Peterson stuff.
I hear it.
Is really, I think the smoke is real, and I'm buying it. And I think the Washington Wizards are going to go number 1 and take Darren Peterson.
I love this.
I think they're going to switch up on everybody, and they're going to take Peterson. And it's just gotten so weird so fast. And the fact that he is shutting it down now. Some of the Peterson stuff, maybe he's shutting it down because he has terrible people around him telling him, hey, getting some bad advice.
Yep.
I think the Wizards should go Devonta. I would take him. I think he's the best player in the draft. Obviously, Peterson's amazing. He's not a scrub by any means.
Heck no.
But I'm shocked that I think this is going to happen. But this is the way that I'm leaning right now. Is Peterson goes number 1 and he shares the backcourt with Trae Young in Washington.
Okay, so tell us. I mean, obviously, those of us that are neck deep in this draft thing right now, just getting so I'm obsessed with it. What are your thoughts about Darren Peterson? Because it sounds like AJ's your number 1. DP is actually my number 1, but I want to hear what do you think are his positives?
I mean, he's got the get the shot off in a phone booth thing is so real. I mean,
no doubt.
I've got a lot of buddies. I got a buddy who went to KU for med school, and he talks and he's a big KU fan, so I watched a lot of Kansas games because of him, and we would watch games together. And obviously there were the frustrations of not playing a lot, but man, when he played, I literally would look at him and be like, is this the best college basketball player we've ever seen when healthy? Like there are some shots that he would get off and that he would hit that I was just shocked about, and that's when he was not near at 100%. Like we know for a fact he was dealing with some real stuff. I do not question the character. I think that was way overblown. I think any reason he sat out for games was either A, legitimate, or B, because like I just said, I think there were some bad people around him maybe telling him to save yourself for the NBA.
Yep.
But his athleticism in high school was unbelievable. It was kind of lacking at Kansas, and he still averaged 20 points per game and was just hitting shots that college basketball players do not hit. I just wish he had been healthy the whole time.
Yep.
I think he obviously deserves to be a top 3 pick. Again, like I said, I wouldn't go here, but I think the long-term fit with Trae Young and DP could work. But eventually it's going to be Darren Peterson's team, or it should be.
His show. Yep. Another thing, I love that. Thank you. I think another thing I always want to point out is I think he projects to be a legitimate plus defender. Like he tries hard on that end. He's got the long arms. He's got the quick feet. He's got the fluid movement. I think he's going to be a really solid, like even plus defender for his position in the league. And so I actually love it. I think I like your pick more than you like your pick, but I bet you'll like this pick quite a bit. With 2, the Jazz are throwing the party, man. All of their prayers have been answered because their hometown, I know he's from Boston, but their recent acquisition town kid is getting to stay in Utah. And so AJ Debonsa is going to go 2. He's either going to go 1 or 2. I think I'd be shocked if he doesn't go 1. But like you said, there is this smoke that's happening right now. And if he doesn't go 1, he is going 2 quickly. I mean, he's just one of these, he projects to be, and I hate the overuse of this term. I want to say generational scorer, but he projects to be an awesome NBA scoring prospect. If he can get the 3, then it's going to be all-time great stuff. Like as far as the measurables, as far as how you could project him forward. So I know this is your guy. Tell us a little bit about why AJ DeBonds is your guy.
Yeah, I'm just so high on the archetype that he is, because this is where the NBA is going, is a versatile wing that can handle the ball, that can get his own shot. Yes, like you said, the three-point shot leaves a little bit to be desired. So did Cooper Flagg's coming into the NBA. His is a little bit of a bigger question mark because the release isn't as pretty as Coops was in college. But, I mean, a 7'1" wingspan, 6'9", just I would have loved to see him on a better team. I understand why he went to BYU, because he was getting paid trillions of dollars to play there. But you know, I'm going to push back a little bit. I think he should be the number 2 pick.
Okay.
The stuff with Utah and the connections to Boozer are starting to spook me a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, would they really pass on the kid that went to BYU because Cam or Carlos Boozer works around with Utah still. Danny Ainge is in Utah and has a lot of connections to Boozer. I think there's a chance, like, I don't want to completely dismiss the idea of Cam Boozer going 2. I did a mock draft the other night with Austin Payne of All Things OKC, and he picked Cam Boozer at 2. Yeah. I'm shocked. I agree with you where if Peterson's off the board, I do think DeBonsa ends up going 2, but I think there's like more than a non-zero chance of Boozer being the pick at 2. Also.
Well, I'm guessing we're about to have an opportunity to talk about Boozer very quickly. But yeah, I think Boozer at 2 is a great pick. Like I think you bring him in and you make him the hub of your offense. I think he would thrive among all that talent around him, that shot making talent that they have. Jaren Jackson Jr. behind him can really help make up for some of his perceived at this point defensive deficiencies. And so like I really think it could work well. Now I'm not sure what you do with Lauri Markkanen. I don't know if you trade him. I don't know if you just move forward. Did you sign Kessler and everything just moved forward and you're the tallest team in the league? I don't know how that works out. But I love Boozer, and I think he's such a phenomenal offensive prospect that you just if you do take him, then you work around him and you meld things around him and you form things around him and you end up with just an absolutely awesome offense very shortly. I don't think he'll be a rookie that needs he needs 3 years to really show you who he is. I think he's going to step on the court day one and be a positive offensive force. The questions are, somewhere else, but you've got the 3rd pick. Where do you want to take us?
Yeah, that's exactly where I go, Cam Boozer. And I think this is who Memphis wants. I think this is who Memphis is targeting. This feels like one of the most obvious picks in the draft if he's on the board, if Utah doesn't surprise everybody and go with Cam.
Sure.
And I'm with you. And here's the thing with Boozer is, like, if you look at some of his high school tape, he projected to be more of a 3-4 than a 4-5.
Yep.
And then college, he bulks up a little bit, goes more into that 4-5 role because that's what happens in college.
Sure.
And then now some of these offseason workouts, all of a sudden he looks like skinny Cam Boozer again and has more of that wing ability. And, man, if he's a 3-4, I'm even higher on him than I was when he was a 4-5, obviously, because you don't want him playing the 5 at the NBA level. You just don't. Yeah. But like you said, he's a hub that is a double-double machine with points and rebounds. Could easily be a triple-double machine if he's actually getting the ball, at the elbow or at the top of the key. I really think his shot is underrated. I wish Duke would have let him shoot a little bit more than he did. He shot 39% from 3. He just didn't take a whole lot. I'm not worried about his athleticism at all. He finished above the rim more than people like to give him credit. Like, some of his dunks were pretty ferocious. The only athleticism question is the defense, and that feels almost more of a effort thing than really lack of athleticism, I think, with Boozer. But he's just so smart, and he's just going to be this plug and play. Now, I say plug and play because I guess I backtrack a little bit on plug and play, because you do have to really formulate the offense well around him. Because if you just make him a post-up 4, you're not going to reach all of his ability. You got to let him run some offense. And, Memphis, who the heck knows who's going to be playing for Memphis next year? This will be Boozer's team one way or another, and I think I think the Grizzlies are sprinting to the podium to take him. I don't think 5 seconds go off the clock in the draft before they take him.
Yeah, I think he day one will be their best facilitator. I think he'll be the guy who you want to have the ball in his hands, because he's going to be making consistently the quickest reads. The best passes are going to come from him, whether they're from the nail or, like you said, outside on the perimeter. He's great at outlet passing. I think he's going to make a lot of plays. And the only question is, what happens when they start putting him in rotation? What happens when they start putting those switches and guards? He has to guard, one of these lightning quick little guys, like in the NBA, because they're eventually going to do that. They're going to be looking for that. Just with his reputation, they're going to hunt him. My guess is. And so I think he's so smart, though. I said this on one of our other pods. I bet on smarts, man. Like, I bet if you're a smart ball player, like I go, you can probably overcome some of your limitations easier than other guys because you think the game so well.
Yeah.
There's a prospect coming up that like Keaton Wagler, who I think a lot of those kind of similar things. I think he just thinks the game so well that he's going to overcome a lot of those limitations. All right, so that brings us to pick 4. So far we've got DP1. You threw us a curveball, or maybe what won't end up being a curveball,
sure,
but I like it. DP1, AJ2, Cameron 3, and then, man, I just can't go anywhere else but Caleb Wilson at 4. I think he slaps. I think that's what they're looking for in Chicago. I think he will bring a brand of basketball to Chicago that those fans will eat up. I don't know. I don't know how to project his offensive game, to be honest. I'm not one of these guys who goes, and in 4 years, he's going to be a 38% three-point shooter. I have no idea. I don't know if he'll ever shoot. But, like, as is, what you have right now, if you project it forward with, like, minimal levels of advancement and growth, you're going to have an exciting defensive prospect. I think at times his defense in college has been a bit overrated. I think we get caught by the highlight plays, but I think he has that in him to be just an all-world defensive player. The measurables are there, the heart is there, the mindset is there. He's just got to learn how to maximize all of that to being an awesome defensive player. And then I think in transition, he's just an absolute demon.
Oh, man.
He's just going to be he's going to be one of those guys who every night or every other night has a top 10 dunk on SportsCenter. He's going to be doing that. And so, like, I love him. I think he's the kind of guy that I'm not sure he'll be your number one option on offense, but, like, he'll be one of those guys who you are happy to have as your second or third offensive option, and he does all the nasty, dirty work that just wins games. And, man, I'm excited. What are your thoughts about Caleb Wilson?
Yeah, I think it's probably the most, like, obvious pick in this whole draft. It feels like it's been Caleb Wilson at 4 forever. He feels like he's kind of in his own tier, slightly below the top 3, but then above everybody else. And like you said, he's going to be this guy that you just can't keep off the floor. He is going to play a ton. 20 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Obviously, a freshman season that got cut a little bit short. Yeah. And I don't know. It feels like everybody just is like, yeah, he's not going to suffer these injuries. But, like, back-to-back hand injuries at the end of his freshman year is a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means exactly, but it's a little scary. And nobody's really talked about it. But
that's true.
I would still obviously take him number 4 very easily. And I think Chicago starting a core of Buzelis, Caleb Wilson, they've got the 15th pick, hoping to trade up.
Get another stud there, yeah.
I've
heard that too. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and I like Josh Giddey still. I mean, I think him running the pick and roll with Caleb Wilson or whatever. I hope his shot turns. He's only a 71% free throw shooter, so it wasn't like he was drilling every free throw he shot, but he had some really promising mid-range makes. So, yeah, I'm so high on him. Love Caleb Wilson.
Cool. So the big 4 go the first 4 picks. All right. So no surprises there. Now, pick 5 is really kind of where the draft starts, and you've got pick 5. What are the Clippers doing? Are they staying? Are they taking a player? Are they moving back? What do you got them doing here at 5?
I think the trade back is very, very likely, very possible. I just don't – I can't figure out where it would be.
It's tricky. Yeah, it is.
Like, and who makes sense because, there was a quote that came out the other day that they're enjoying their youth movement. I'm like, what youth movement? Just number 5? Like, that's all you have. So – I think ultimately they will end up just staying here and taking the guy that I had 5th on my board really throughout the entire college season, and then injuries at the end of the season kind of derailed him down to the 6 or 7 range, and that's Michael Brown Jr.
There he goes.
Out of Louisville, electric point guard, amazing size. I think his passing ability is really overlooked because he didn't play with a great Louisville team. The back injury scared some people off, but I think that has all kind of been put to rest. I really think the bigger questions now with Michael are just like, he really didn't have a great freshman season. Like, numbers-wise, just raw numbers, 18, 3, and 5. Mm-hmm. Pretty solid. Efficiency was not good. He took some crazy shots. He made some passes that, I wouldn't try in my sleep. So, like, there's some stuff like that with Michael that I think some people can be concerned about, but he's got the highest ceiling of this next group by far. I love him. It's gonna be hard to be cheering for him if he's playing for the Clippers, but I will be pulling for him as a individual player.
He's a good kid. He said he loves Dallas. He says that's one of my favorite towns in the country. I'm like, really? Okay, cool. I mean, it's my hometown, so I love it too. But
I know.
I love it because it's my hometown, not because I think it's the best town in the country or something. You know. But I love that. And maybe he was just saying that because he's talking to. I think it was Isaac from Locked On. But yeah, that's great. Yeah, I love Michael. He's my PG1. Honestly, like I think he's like you said. If you came from the future, Jimmy, and said, "Bo, which one of these guys in 5 years? In 5 years, one of these guys has made 2 All NBA teams." I'd go, "Oh, it's Michael.
Yep.
He hit. He reached his ceiling, or he's reaching his ceiling." You know, the analytics love him. They love his free throw rate. They love his 84% free throw shooting. Like they really love his game. They believe in his passing. They believe in his shooting. I've heard people say, like, well, you just got to get a good coach that tells him to stop shooting some of those shots, you know, and just kind of goes, hey, we're not going to do that. That's not. We're in the pros now. We don't just have one guy pull up from 30 on a whim. Like, no, we're gonna unless you're hitting it. If you start hitting them all the time, okay, all right. But yeah, no, I like him a lot. That brings us to 6 and the Brooklyn Nets. And I honestly have always been confused about what they're doing here. There was the Nate Ament smoke. I'm not going to go Nate just because I feel like if I take Ament here, it's some sort of biased Mavericks thing. It's just me hoping that, you know, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I would not take him. And so like, there has been a little bit of smoke there, but I'm not going to do it. I hope they do. But you know what? I think the Nets need someone to put on posters. I think there's someone they need to put on banners. I think they need someone that they can sell. And Michael Porter Jr. is nice. He's great. I think most of us, I'll speak for myself, I think he's best in a number 2 role, right? And if you're trying to win a championship, 2 or 3 offensive option, but 2. I think he could be a great number 2. But I think Darius Acuff has a lot of sparkle and shine. I'm not sure if they adore him or if they love him. I know for a fact that Wagler has been mocked there quite a bit. So maybe that's the right pick. But I see a lot more variance with Wagler. Now, Wagler's my favorite prospect that I studied this whole cycle. I love him. I love his story. I love his weird game. I love watching him dribble. I love watching him think the game. I love him. But I don't love the athleticism, you know, right from the outset. And I think they need someone who's going to be a showstopper, someone who's going to wow them. And wouldn't it be funny if right across town the Brooklyn Nets said, hey, we saw what Jalen Brunson did. We want one of those.
Yeah.
And I think, not that they're the same, of course, but I think the Brooklyn Nets could very easily take Darius Acuff Jr., and that's what they're going to do in tonight's mock. They're making the upside play. They're going to say, hey, we'll get you some defensive players around you. They're going to help offset some of those very real concerns, and we're going to let you go to work, and we're going to put the ball in your hands from day one, and you're going to go win Rookie of the Year because you're going to put up gaudy numbers in a town that's probably not going to do a lot of winning this next season, but we want to excite our fans for the future, and I think Acuff could do that. What do you think about Acuff in general or Acuff to the Nets here?
Yeah, number 1, I mean, I love Acuff.
That's right. I thought you did, yeah.
I did. I've cooled on him quite a bit since the season ended, and maybe that's just because I'm not watching him score 30 points a game and every single night being able to tune in and watch him. But I see the concerns, they're very obvious. They're very real with the defensive concerns. I'm not concerned about his size. I don't think that's the problem. It's just the lack of effort on defense and want to on defense. I think I agree with you, the fact that Brooklyn wants to put butts in seats, and that's what they need to do. And even though I agree Keaton Wagler is the better prospect, and he's PG1 or 2, but
yeah, he's 2 for me. Yeah,
I think the casual fan that wasn't watching a lot of college basketball and is just now tuning in to what happened in college is going to know more about Acuff than Wagler. And if that's the case, then Brooklyn goes Acuff, I think, is kind of just part of my thinking there. So I agree with you. I think it's a great pick. I wouldn't knock it at all. Maybe not what I would do if I were Brooklyn. I'd go Wagler if he were available at this point. Yeah. If you're really trying to fast track this rebuild. But I also just don't know what the heck Brooklyn's doing. They have Dimon, they drafted Nolan Traore, they have Michael Porter Jr., but do they really want Michael Porter Jr.? They got Nick Claxton, but Claxton I don't think really wants to be there. So it's you got to get somebody, and that somebody I think Acuff is the call there. So I like that pick.
All right, so that brings us to pick number 7. The Sacramento Kings are so bummed that their guy went 6 and didn't fall to them. But who are the Kings going to take at 7?
Man, there's a piece of me that thinks the Kings, if they see Acuff go off the board, are like, okay, screw it, let's trade back. I don't know that they do that for sure. I think you got to take best player available because you have nothing in Sacramento right now. Funny enough, I really think best player available is Keaton Wagler, but I think Sacramento is also in the same camp as Brooklyn where they want to put butts in seats.
Right.
And the guy that I think puts more butts in seats because of the casual viewer is actually Kingston Flemings.
Okay. And
I feel like I'm just copying. Like No Ceilings put out a mock today, and they also had Flemings at 7. But that's where I'm going. I think Flemings goes 7 to the Sacramento Kings. I really do believe the Nate Ament smoke of Brooklyn. And so
I hope so.
If this board had shaken out the way that I would have done it, I would have had Ament at 6, and then Acuff goes to his, the Kings get their guy at 7. But I think they take Flemings, and it's funny. There's like ESPN has Flemings at like 13, 14, and then, you look at No Ceilings to have them at 7 on the board, and then you just look all around. It's just so different. It varies all over the place. KOC called him teeny tiny, but like
I know
he's not that teeny tiny. He
really
really isn't, and his athleticism makes up for a lot of it. I love Kingston Flemings. I think he's electric. He's a freak athlete. I think his shot, although unorthodox, like it works, and it worked a decent amount. You just want to see him take more of those threes to see if it's really real. But in the combine, he shot the lights out of the star drill. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Flemings. The Kings just need bodies, man, and they need bodies that they can build around because Zach LaVine ain't a building piece. DeMar DeRozan's not. Sabonis is one of the worst contracts in the league. It's like Flemings and Keegan Murray, and you can just, I guess, like Nick Clifford and Maxime Reynaud, but like everybody else can go in Sacramento.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I like Kingston here. Kingston is my guy to the Mavs. I would love for him to slip to 9. I know people, Mavs Twitter right now is either loves him or hates him. It's like the Burries camp versus the Kingston camp, and then there's like 5 guys in the corner saying, Phylon. Right. And I like all these prospects. So honestly, like if we get one of those guys, I'll be so thrilled. I love Kingston. I've been just rewatching some of his games from this past season, and I just love the heart. I love the leadership. He's constantly like calling his guys in for like impromptu huddles. He's constantly like barking at them and encouraging them and praising them. And I think he's a born leader. I know you've probably seen the interviews like I have. Like he's such a great interview. Yeah, he thinks the game at a high level. He's extremely he just comes across as a really sharp kid with a high ball IQ. And so I love this pick for the Kings. I wish he somehow slipped to the Mavs, but I'm not. I've been a Mavs fan my whole life, and so I've learned not to put too many wishes out there, right? Like I'm like, no, let's play it realistically. We get every once in a while, once every once in a while, we get a 1.8% odds in our favor,
Sure.
And I'm just not going to be too greedy. I would love for Kingston to come to Dallas, but I don't predict it. I think in my own mocks, I usually have Kingston end up going 8th. But since I have the Hawks at 8, listen. I'm gonna do it. All right. Listen, I'm gonna go Ade Mara. I'm gonna give them Mara. Now their center issues are solved. He is a human. Only slightly. Like this man's a monster. 7'3", no shoes. What is he like? 260 plus. He's one of those guys that is quick on his feet for being as insanely large as he is. He has had foul problems. That's one of the things. And he's not a great shooter. Can't make a free throw to save his life. But he's one of those guys, if you try to get in the paint, you're immediately going like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm going to have to shoot the ball so much higher. He's right there. He's not Wemby, of course. Sure. He doesn't have any of that level of threat. But he is one of those guys that you just don't want to deal with. And you're going to have to deal with him. I know that, their coach loves a big, effective drop center, and I think we're giving him a great one here, or at least a potentially great one here in Mara. What do you think about Mara going 8 to the Hawks?
I think it's very possible. I believe they are very genuinely interested in him. I think if they don't go Mara, a trade back is very possible as well. There's so much smoke around them going and re-signing CJ McCollum, which makes me think that maybe they don't care about getting a guard here, which is great news for the Dallas Mavericks.
Absolutely.
Now, I think there's been some concern, little tiny bird whispers of Mara's injuries and maybe some stuff flaring up with his size and how that's going to play in. And so there's a chance that he ends up dropping a little more. But right now, that's honestly where I'd go too. I think Mara at 8 is what the Hawks end up looking at. I think his stretch 5 ability is overrated. It's not like it looked okay in the combine, but like people are like, oh, this is a stretch 5. It's like, I mean, maybe, but it's not a guy you're setting up for 3. If he's wide open, maybe they let him take 1 or 2. But it's kind of like Derek Lively coming in as a stretch 5. Like it didn't really ever happen. I'm not sure it's ever going to happen with Mara, but he's just a presence, and you got to have a presence in this NBA, and that's what he is.
All right, so I know my answer to this, or I think I have an opinion. I don't know if I'm solid on the answer. Do you think he can be an effective playoff center? Like, do you think he'll be able to move well enough that once you start playing the good teams in the playoffs, they're all smart. They're all on the ball. They're going to put you in rotation. They're going to get you moving. Do you think he can hang with that, or does he get played off the court when it gets winning time?
I mean, the fact that we saw Luke Cornett do it, like, I genuinely think Mara has a chance to do it. I even, like, look, to a smaller degree of like what we saw in the play-in a couple years ago, like Zach Edey. Well, I guess he wasn't in. I can't think he was hurt. I can't remember. But Edey can play like real minutes, and I think he's more mobile than Zach Edey is. And Edey's been really good, like when healthy.
I would think
so. I think yes. I don't think he's like the guy you want playing 30, 35 minutes a night. But give him the 22 to 25 of like a little specific scenarios, picking on smaller ball centers. Like, yeah, I think you can. I think you can do it. I think you can pull it off. He's got to stay healthy with that frame because that's a lot. I mean, he's not just like tall; he's big too, and that's a lot of weight on a 7'3" body. So
absolutely. Far more important to me than can he hit a 3, which would be just beautiful if he could, right? Is can he make a free throw? Like, can he get up to above 70% free throws?
Right.
Like, you don't want the Mitchell Robinson situation right now. Mitch was awesome when he was on the floor, except when he was at the free throw line. And you're just like, then you're just killing him. And so, like, and he's not as bad as Mitch, but like, I think he was in the 60s. He's got to get up there. All right, brother. This is why everyone tuned in right here. Pick 9. Are we sticking? Are we trading back? What do you have planned here, Jimmy C. Hoops?
Look, if the board falls this way,
come on, I know, yeah,
and the Mavs trade back,
okay.
If the board fell this way and the Mavs trade back, I would be devastated.
I would be too.
Do not trade back if Keaton Wagler is on the board.
Right.
Again, another sprint to the podium situation. Take Keaton Wagler number 9. I've been tweeting it. Something in my gut tells me that Wagler is going to be there. Yep. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just wish casting. I don't know, but like,
it could be.
I really think there's a little chance, and if not, I think he's a very realistic trade-up candidate for the Mavericks. I mean, again, I'm referencing No Ceilings, but No Ceilings has him going 8 to the Hawks, and I think if he's there at 8, I think the Mavericks will get really aggressive to try to trade up. Not like anybody's telling me this. I'm not acting like I have some source or anything, but just kind of my gut feeling of how that would play. Now, I don't have enough good things to say about Wagler. I think his passing and his pick and roll ability will re-unlock Derek Lively. I think his size alongside Cooper Flagg will just be. I mean, the fact that we would have a 6'6" point guard and a 6'9" star that can kind of play multiple positions. Wagler can play with Kyrie. He can play without Kyrie. He can play on the ball. He can play off the ball. I think his defense is underrated, even though he's not a great athlete. Like, he's not a cone. His size will help make up for that. I don't care that he couldn't dunk in college. He had a 36-inch vertical. Like, he's going to be just fine.
Sure. Just
needs to add some weight. I'm more worried about the weight than the actual vertical athleticism.
Yeah.
Now, if there's anything that spooks me about Wagler, it is the fact that he had this crazy meteoric rise as a freshman.
Out of nowhere.
Is it a flash in the pan? I don't think so. Like, he ran a NBA-style offense at Illinois under Brad Underwood. Shout out to Oklahoma State, ex-head coach. But
there you go.
Ran this incredible Illinois offense to perfection and shot the ball. I mean, his shot is beautiful. He is going to be, if nothing else, he'll be a spot-up shooter and be a 40% three-point shooter in the NBA. That's like absolute worst-case scenario with Wagler, and he's probably going to be a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, he will. Mm-hmm.
I love this pick for the Mavs. Would not trade back. I wouldn't trade back if it was just Burries on the board. I am team take Burries if he's there, if Wagler doesn't fall or something like that. So I wasn't even considering a trade back.
Okay.
I really am more team, if anything, team trade up if possible. I think go get your guy if you have somebody you love. But the fact that I didn't have to trade anything and I got who I consider the second best point guard in this draft, not including Darren Peterson as a point guard.
Right.
I'm jumping for joy. I'll drive down to Dallas that night and go party with everybody in downtown.
Now, I am the least sourced or informed person to speak on this, but like just from as I look at the board, it might not be this exact order, but I could see this something very like this happening.
Yeah.
Like all you need is Amen to sneak in, or all you need is Mara to get picked by the Hawks. Like, and then someone is falling right in their lap. Now, so I guess my question to you is, who would you like that someone to be if it's not Mikal Brown? Because I don't think he will. I think he is locked for 5 or 6. I think he's gone. If it could be Acuff, Flemings, or Wagler, or Burries, which one of those guys, I mean, I guess not Burries because you took Wagler here over him, but like which of those other 2 guys would you take? Is Kingston your favorite? Is Darius your favorite? Or is Keaton your favorite? Where
No,
would you go there?
it's Wagler all day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is a dream scenario for me.
Okay.
And like I said, I mean, I also think that the Brooklyn Nets could very well take Ament and the Hawks could take Mara, and that leaves you with maybe it's not Wagler. Maybe Wagler ends up going to the Kings. I don't think that would happen. Maybe he goes to the Clippers. I don't know. But then you get 3 of the 5 to choose from. Burries, Kingston, Acuff, Wagler, Mikal. Like 3 of those 5 are there, mathematically speaking. I think I'm doing my math right. So like, yeah, there are a ton of situations where this can really happen. Yeah. And again, I go back to the Nets and the Kings need to put butts in seats. And I think Wagler is amazing, easy to sell to people that watch him and know him, but he's not like a personality. He's very chill, very relaxed. Harder to sell to fans that need to be sold on teams that stink, like the Kings and the Nets. So, dude, I think this is very possible. I'm still skeptical that it really will happen, but my gut's just rumbling, saying, "Hey, get ready for Wagler in a Maverick jersey," which is just setting me up for disappointment. I think.
I know you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
I know. All right, so he's so perfect. I'd take him in a heartbeat.
So, assuming that these in some order, let me correct it so we can see all of them. Assuming in some order, this is our top 9 players. If we're to say the Rookie of the Year is going to be one of these 9. And you had to put a C note on it, Jimmy C. Who would you bet is going to be the Rookie of the Year? Who's in the right context? Who's going to flourish the quickest? Who do you think is the Rookie of the Year next year?
All right, I don't think it's either the top 2 guys because I think
I love this. Okay,
I think DP has to give too many shots to Trey and the 20 games that he'll play with Anthony Davis. I think AJ is also playing with a lot of talent. And I know we said the same thing about Cooper Flagg, but circumstances were so different.
Didn't end up being the case, yeah.
But like Utah's got to feed Keontae George. They've got to feed Markkanen. They don't really have to feed Jaren Jackson, but like he's going to get shots.
Sure.
So I don't think it's AJ, although I think he's the best player in this draft. I think your Rookie of the Year conversation starts with 2 guys, Cam Boozer and Darius Acuff.
Yeah, okay, I like it.
I think Boozer has a real chance to just shine as the guy in Memphis in his rookie season.
Definitely.
I think people will see him like make players better around him and be able to score the ball. The team will stink. They'll be bottom 3 in the West next year, I think, assuming they get rid of Ja and don't get any like win now players back. But those 2 guys are the guys that are like in the situations that they can flourish the most and also have the talent to flourish the most. Like I think Kingston has a lot of chance to flourish in Sacramento, but I don't think he's that kind of guy.
I don't either.
You know what I mean? Like love him.
I love him too.
Point guard, would love him in Dallas, but like I don't think he wants to be a 1A or should be a 1A, but like Acuff wants the ball.
Oh yeah.
Cam Boozer isn't like quite the same want the ball, but like he does and needs the ball.
Yeah.
So those are my two picks for Rookie of the Year of this top 9. Now, if winning matters as much as it did this last Rookie of the Year race, apparently, then Keaton Wagler is my pick, and I'll take Keaton Wagler in this situation. But I don't think Wagler gets the shots. I don't think I don't think it would work out that way. But I'd go Acuff. I'd go Boozer 1A, Acuff 1B in this situation.
Okay. Good. Well, let's remember that, guys, as we move forward in the regular season. I think those are 2 good names to watch. The context is they're not going to be doing tons of winning, and they will have the ball in their hands. I think both of them will, and especially Acuff is going to be getting up them shots, man. Yep. He's going to be getting up a lot of looks. All right, here at 10, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to take now. Not the highest rated prospect here, but who I think that would really, really be good for them. I don't even know if they're going to be the team making this pick. You never know what's going to be happening. I think they would likely go someone like Burries. This could be a Nate Ament spot. But I'm going to give them LeBaron Philon. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to give them Philon because I love LeBaron Philon. And I think if you are rebuilding and the Bucks are rebuilding, he's the kind of guy that you can say, hey, we want the ball in your hands. Show us what you got. And he'll go, I got plenty. And I think he'll win over the fans. I think he's just like aura personified. I love this kid, man. What do you think about LeBaron Philon?
Yeah, I like this pick a lot. I think he's got a lot of upside, even as a sophomore. Like, doesn't really matter. He's still really young.
Yeah.
I agree. A lot of upside. It's so funny because, like, you can do a mock. I did a mock the other night.
Oh, yeah.
And Philon wasn't in the
drops.
lottery.
Yep.
Like, and I was like, holy crap, I didn't even think about him. But, like, feels like talent-wise, he should be a lottery pick.
Yep.
The Bucks just can't do anything, and you can't mock anything based on Giannis. You just can't because, like, you don't think he's going to be there, and nobody has any idea if he is or not. So, yeah, I like the pick. I think the Bucks just take talent because that's what you need right now.
No, I like it too. And like I said, this might be my bias just shining through because I just love this kid. I believe in him. I've seen a ton of mocks where he's taken, 16, 17, 18, even around 20. And I'm just like, that can't be the case. These GMs have to see what I saw. A young guy leading a team. His teammates adored him. They loved him. They'd run through walls for him. He's going out against that ridiculous Michigan squad and dropping a cool 35 on them, hitting like tons of threes, beating their defense to the rim. Like it was an impressive season offensively from him. And then freshman year was an awesome showing defensively. So I think you can smush those two things together with less usage. That defense has a chance to pick back up. And I think we're going to see a more complete version of LeBaron Philon. All right. That takes us to pick 11 in the Golden State Warriors. Where you want to go?
Yeah, I think the best player available is Braden Burries, but I won't go Burries here because I don't think he makes as much sense for Golden State because they are as win now as it gets. And although I think Braden Burries is a win now player, the most win now player is the guy that could be my uncle, Yaxel Lindeberg. I'm taking him number 11, and I think they would too. I'm pretty confident that this is kind of the way they would go. It's a good fit. He can learn under Draymond, and they just plug and play. I think Burries, while the best player available, fits a little more clunky because people want to make, if you want to make any kind of comparison to Pods, which I think he's way better than Pods, but like that's something there that maybe it doesn't make a lot of sense. You could look at Ament if they want to go way upside, but like if Steph Curry is on the Golden State Warriors, you have to go win now.
You have to win.
And Yax not only wins now, but he's also like a great player. He just is.
He's all around. Yep.
Now, the age thing really does scare me. I would not take him in the top 10. I wouldn't even think about it in the top 10, honestly. But I think somebody's getting a great player with limited upside. And, I mean, think about this. Like, Jonathan Kuminga has been in the NBA for 5 years and played a year of whatever that was, that OTE or whatever he was playing for.
Yeah.
And he's younger than Yaxel Lindeberg.
It's crazy,
so, like,
man.
that's weird. That's crazy. So, yes, I'll go Yax here. And I think the Warriors are happy about this.
And I love this pick here. And I agree with all of the reasons you mentioned. And let me just not push back on you, but just push back on the he's so old rationale. Yeah, he is an unusually old prospect, but he's going to be 24 as a rookie. Now that's crazy. I know that, but like, aren't you going to give him another 8 years in the league at least to be in his prime? Like, aren't you going to give him to 32, 33? He's played a remarkably small amount of basketball in his life. Like he didn't play, he just played so few games. And like, I don't remember what the number was, but it was shockingly few games to get to the college level. And then in college, he's played a lot of games, obviously. But he's not one of these guys who was playing in the AAU circuit, playing 20 games a week or something like that. Like, no, he's played amazingly. There's a very little amount of wear on those wheels is what I'm saying. And he is 24. That's unusual. I don't know how much better he's going to get, but what you're getting is really good. And if you just say, hey, we want you for the next 10 years, I think you'd be happy with that, right? Yeah. Get a guy till he's 32, 34. Okay. All right. That's a career.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes the age gets overplayed. If you like what he is now and aren't projecting him to be something much, much, much more in 2 years, just mostly a more refined version of what he is, then that's a really good player who's going to play stellar switchable defense. He's going to hit shots if you leave him open. On the break, he's going to give you some thunderous dunks every once in a while. I like this pick. I think it's a good pick. Yep. Now, who do you think, because we're coming to pick 12, who do you think the Thunder, if they were trading up, who are they coming to get? Let's just say they can't get in the top 4. Let's say they could get around 5, 6, 7. Who do you think they had their eyes on if they were going to be able to move up?
I mean, something came out today that they like Keaton Wagler. If they get Keaton Wagler, I will throw myself off a bridge. I will be so upset. No. But I think that's the guy they would have their eye on. Now, in this situation, and I don't know what you're going to do at 12, but in this situation, I think they are happy and take Morez Johnson Jr., but I think that's also somebody that if they get wind, he might go higher. I think they could trade up for him. There are whispers about them going after Mara, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because they already have so many bigs, but if they are worried that they can't pay Hartenstein, then I guess maybe Mara makes some sense. But those are my 3 guys, or did I say 3 or 2? My other one would be Axel Lindenberg. So the three Michigan guys.
Yax is gone.
Yeah,
Mara's
the
gone.
3 Michigan guys, and then Wagler would be the ones that I think they go for.
And I totally agree with you, and I hate how much I agree with this pick because I don't want Rez Johnson on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like I don't want like Cooper. I think Cooper will do just fine against Hartenstein. I think he'll do just fine against Chet. I think those are the kind of bigs that he can figure out. Cooper against Rez Johnson, I kind of go like, oh, that's not that Cooper isn't better than him. He certainly is, and I think he will always be better than him as a player and prospect. But like that's the kind of guy who's longer than you and almost as quick as you and definitely will always be stronger than you and is a dog. I'm just like, oh, I don't like that, right? And so Morez Johnson going to the Thunder, he has a unstoppable, relentless drive, a motor that never stops. Every second he's on the floor, he's giving you 100%. He's just one of those guys who will never be an all-star, probably. Probably never going to win, probably never going to be the best at anything in the league, right? But he will help you win. He's a winning player. Watch him contribute to winning. Watch him make winning plays. Watch him get those loose balls. Watch him get those 50-50 balls. Watch how many of those he wins. Like, watch him shut a guy down. Watch him switch from, small ball 5 all the way down to 2 guards, I bet, on a pretty regular basis. Like, his feet are electric. The combine was so good for him. It showed how fast he is and how athletic he is and how long his arms are, how tall he really is. He was 6'9" without shoes. He has monster hands. Like, he's just an awesome basketball player, and I would love for him to be a Mav. If the Mavs were trading back with the Thunder, it would be Mo Johnson. That's where I would start. So let's say if the Mavs did trade back, where would you have gone at 12 for the Mavs?
I mean, if the board's like this, I'm taking Braden Burries. I'm not even thinking twice about it because I would take him at 9.
I like it.
I'd be extremely happy with Braden Burries at 9, and I would be ecstatic with him at 12, which – this scenario that you just laid out is very possible. Like if this is how the board is, I guess trade back, but I guess you just don't know, right? Like I don't know how that works once they get into those trade talks and trading back and like how far out are teams projecting and willing to say who they're going to take. So like you just don't know. But if Burries is there at 12, like amazing, and you get 17. But I would like Morez Johnson too. I think I'm a little lower on him in terms of just like. For the Mavs specifically.
Okay, you don't love it for the Mavs? Okay.
Just not at 12 or 9. It's once you get to that 17 range, I'm taking him in a heartbeat.
Okay.
But like you said, he's not going to be – I mean, he can't be your 4th, 5th option, really. He's like your 4th or 5th best player maybe on the floor, but like offensively he's not really bringing the thing you need the most. I like him a lot. I think people are going to freak out and think that I'm crazy. Like you said, he does all the dirty work so well.
Yep.
I just don't. I can't get there with him at number 9. At 12, I'm okay with it. Not jumping for joy, happy.
Okay.
And then, but Braden Burries would definitely be my pick. And second in this situation would be Morez. So.
Okay, cool. So that brings you to Miami. Who knows if they're making this pick or not? But for our mock, they are. Miami at 13. Is someone got your eye?
I can't let Braden Burries fall.
Okay, I figured after your speech, I go, it's got to be Burries, man. It's got to be Burries.
I can't even talk like about fit with Miami. It's just like pure value. You have to take Burries at this point. I love this kid. He is a winner. Okay. If you want a winner, get this kid. And people are like, well, he doesn't score enough. Really, he led Arizona in scoring as a freshman. Like
he led a super team. Yeah,
a super team, a great team that could have won it all. I think. Obviously, the lead guard ability is definitely a big question mark.
Questionable, yeah.
But he's not going to be asked to be the lead guard from night 1. Yes, maybe long-term you want him to be the lead guard, but who knows? A year or 2 from now, maybe they can develop somebody else into being the lead guard, or maybe they draft another lead guard in a couple years and get somebody that can play alongside him in the backcourt. But, like, 3-point shot, defensive ability, I I think his rebounding is outstanding. One of the best rebounders, not just for a guard, but in this class, just tenacious rebounder. And that rebounding ability and ability to push in transition paired with Cooper Flagg, he's going to grab the ball and go. He's not going to have to grab the ball and find Kyrie. He's going to grab it, go, and then find the right guy or just finish at the rim. His ability to draw fouls is SGA-like. He draws fouls at a really high rate and gets to the free throw line at a really high rate. That is a super underrated aspect because you're not going to see that on the highlight package, right? You're not going to watch him shoot free throws in highlights, but he does that at a really good rate. So Miami or whoever is picking at 13, getting Burries is high value. A guy that I said during the tournament, I said, this is a guy, Braden Burries is a guy that I don't know if it's going to happen, but I could see us walking away in 5 years and saying, wow, that guy's the best guard in this draft. Like,
oh, wow. Okay.
I think it's possible, not likely, but possible because he's just a winning player. So yeah. I'm very happy if I'm a Miami Heat fan or whoever is picking at 13.
Conceptually, philosophically, I've totally warmed up to Burries being a Maverick. Like, I love the idea of putting, I'm not sure, maybe he does end up having the scoring ability to be a number 2 next to Coop. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's a 3. But like, just putting someone who you will never, ever have to worry about them defensively. Like, no, he's got it. He's going to be a plus for you on that end. And I've heard these scouts and some really smart draft people say that Burries is as good as anyone in transition in this whole class. And so like, he's going to run the floor. He's going to make great plays in transition. He's going to hit open looks. I don't know about self-creation if that's going to be ever a really strong suit of his game. But I think he does so many things well. I would love to know, is he going to take any of those things that he does really well and become awesome at them? I do think he's awesome in transition scoring. I really do. But like shooting, passing, dribbling, I think for a guard, he's a really solid rebounder. You mentioned that. And so I love this pick. I love this player. If he ends up being the pick at 9, I'm good with it, man. I really am. I agree with a lot of what you said. I think he's a really, really good player. All right. So the last pick in the lottery has got the Hornets. And I'm just getting to this place where I'm higher on this guy than almost everybody in Mavs Twitter, but I'm higher on this guy than a lot of people on NBA Twitter or draft Twitter, and that's Hannes Steinbach, man.
Okay.
I like this guy. He is a rebounding vacuum machine. Like, he just sucks up rebounds. If it's in his area code, he's reaching out with these long arms. He's grabbing it with his big hands. He's kind of like the offensive version of Marez Johnson to me. Like, where Marez is going to do all of that on the defensive end, I think Hannes does all of that on the offensive end. I believe in this guy. He's also great in transition. He's an unbelievable rebounder. You say what's his elite skill? You don't even have to think about it. Rebounding. He's going to step on the floor, and if he gets enough minutes as a rookie, he's going to give you 10 rebounds easy. He's going to make easy shots. He's going to make great dunks. He's going to be a good cutter. He's going to set good screens. I really believe in this kid's offensive potential. I'm a little less certain on what he's going to be as a defender. I think he could project to be an average defender. I really do. But I also think because of his size, he came in taller and longer than they were expecting. And I know people were really pleased with his measurements. I think he projects to be someone who could be a 4 or 5. I think 4 is probably the more natural position for him. I wouldn't be shocked if in the long run, offensively, at least 5 ends up being his best position for him, because I think he's going to be a good scorer, and I think he's just going to gobble up offensive rebounds and defensive too. But offensive rebounds, he's just a demon, man. What do you think about Hannes?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it all. I also think, like you said, is defensively he's strong, he's tall, so like at worst he's going to be able to hold down the paint a little bit. So yeah, I like the swing for Charlotte at 14. They need a 5, and so obviously they got Diabate, I guess, but
sure,
I don't know if he's a long-term answer at 5. And so Steinbach could either play next to him or
I think they could play together too.
Yeah, and so I mean, you look at his numbers; he did everything. He not only rebounded the ball well, but he also scored 19 a game.
Yep.
Got 2 assists, a steal, a block per game. Like, just did everything. I'm always a little weary of these Washington guys. I think it's because now we've seen Fultz, we've seen
the Fultz effect, yeah.
The Fultz effect, and then Matisse Thybulle, even to a degree, is kind of disappointed. And then Marquise Chris going back even more. Like, something about these Washington guys, I just don't know how to feel about them. But that really doesn't mean anything. He's a Wurzburg, Germany guy. That's what's more important. So
there you go.
I'll take the bet. I like to pick at 14.
Okay, so we're through the lottery. Let's speed up for these next few picks. You take it at Pick 15 for the Chicago Bulls.
All right. The Bulls got Caleb Wilson in the first round. I think they take a little swing here.
Oh, okay.
And they take Abuka Okori out.
I love it. I scrolled down, man. Awesome. They're very low on Abuka Okori, I think.
I think so
24.
Too.
All right, I love this pick. Why is he your pick here for the Bulls?
Like I said, you got your guy at 4, so take the swing on a guy with really high upside.
Oh, I love
really
this.
Great lead guard ability, really great size, measured in better than expected. Shot's a little bit of a question mark, but like a great change of pace from what Giddey would bring as the guard. And then you put Okori in, and he's running Okori and Caleb Wilson in transition is electric. So,
oh gosh,
I know they have a million guards right now, but like a lot of them are free agents. Take the swing, go with the upside guard. I like it. I'm taking Okori at 15.
Yeah, I love this pick. There's a few guys here I love for the Bulls. I wasn't even thinking about Okori, and I love it. No one can stay in front of him. He's got the best first step in this class, and that's a class that has Kingston Flemings and other guys who are really quick. He is like electricity personified, man. You just cannot stay in front of him. When he decides to attack, he's getting by you. It's all about, can the second man be there? Because he's getting by the first man. And so I love him. I would love to see if that shot develops, the three-point shot. It was okay. It was like average, it was okay. But that context he was in, he had no help. It was all like his unassisted percentage is like skyrocket. It's so huge. He had to create all his points. I would love to see him be a better playmaker, but once again, his teammates stunk. No insult to them, but they were not a good bunch of crew there. And evidently the kid's brilliant. He could have gone to Stanford or Harvard or wherever he wanted to go. And so like I said, I bet on smart players. Abuka Okori, very, very smart. Here at 16 for the Grizzlies, I'm going to try to make this quick. Except I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking at it and I'm just like, would they go Quaintance? Would they put Quaintance next to Boozer and go like, we got you, Booze. Like, don't ever worry about it. We got, if they think he can be healthy, I think he's probably gone here or before, if you think he can be healthy. I did hear, this is me just looking at things online.
Sure.
I did hear that there was some more concern about medical things for him. And so I don't know if there's anything to that or if that's just smoke. I have no clue. But I could see him pairing with someone like Boozer and being a real asset for him because he is a backline defender. I could see the Grizzlies really liking someone like Cameron Carr. Just the electricity that he brings. I could see, Coward and Carr on the wings as Boozer's grabbing a rebound and making a quick outlet pass and dunk, dunk, dunk. I could see things like that. Here's the thing I'm going to do though. And I have not picked him this early in any other draft, but I'm just feeling it right now. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to give them a point guard because Ja Morant is gone. That's what I'm predicting. Ja Morant is gone. And so now I have to pick, because you took Okori, who would have been, if I was going guard, it would have been Okori. But now I'm going to have to choose between Sturts and Anderson. And I like Sturts more. I like him more. And so I'm going to take him. I'm just going to do it. All right, there you go. I'm taking Sturts. I said let's move quicker, and then I yammered on for 3 minutes. All right, 17, you got the second pick for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Their first pick was Mo Johnson. Who do you want to take for them at 17?
Yeah, I think with the first pick with Morez, they get, and I don't think they'll make both of these picks, but let's just say for the sake of this that they do.
That's smart.
The first pick, you get Morez, who's plug and play.
Mm-hmm.
17, you take Nate Ament, and you say, hey, we're going to sit and let you develop sit in the wings, and we're going to do the classic Oklahoma City red shirt rookie and put him in the G League, and then who knows, next year maybe he's your Kevin Durant. Probably not. But I think it's a long-term upside swing and one that I could see Sam Presti making.
Yeah, I really like this. I think it's a daring kind of Presti move. Like he loves just banking guys for the future, right? Just keep him in reserve. They got Sorber. Is he coming? Is he not? They got, is it Topic? How do you say it? Like he's coming? Topic, is he not? Yeah. Topic, yeah. And so this would be another in that long line of Presti making the long-term play. All right, so here we've got 18 at the Hornets, and I just gave them Hannes Steinbach. So that kind of meets a little bit of their big needs. I could see them going Carr, except they've got all that shooting. They've got all that wing shooting. They've got Carr feels kind of Brandon Miller-y to me. Dalen Swain would bring some attitude to that team. He would bring some toughness to that team. Matter of fact, Dalen Swain. He's going to the Hornets. I like the toughness. I said we were going to be quicker. I'm quicker. Let's go. You got any, Dwayne? You have any Swain thoughts, or you just want to get moving?
I think there's a lot of smoke between Swain and OKC. I could see them taking him.
Yeah, I could too. Yeah, it makes sense.
At 12, even as high as 12, I could see it. Like, I think they've really fallen in love with him.
Okay.
I like him a lot. Reminds me so much of Najee Marshall, but probably a better defender and projects as a better defender than Najee.
Definitely a better defender and athlete. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, his shot is just slow, and so that's the one thing that keeps him from being a true lottery pick. I mean, he's a 20-year-old junior, so like he's still really young, even though he's a junior. Yeah. So I like Swain. I think it's a good pick for the Hornets. That leaves me with the Raptors, who Jakob Poeltl, I don't know if he'll ever play meaningful basketball again, but another big man that also might not play meaningful basketball, but I think is worth the swing. He's too high. We're too far into the draft to not take Quaintance, I think.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
So I think this guy has the potential to be the best defender all around in this draft if he can stay healthy. The Raptors need a big man. Feels like a natural position. If they're trying to win and he's healthy, it's plug and play. He's ready to go.
Yeah. If he's healthy, he's going to upset a lot of people who aren't in Toronto because they're going to be like, why didn't we take this fool? Why didn't we take this dog? Because he's going to step on the floor and just mess offensive plans up. He's just a really dominating defender. I'm not sure the prognosis on his offensive game, but like defensively, he is just stellar. This brings us to Spurs at 20, and they need a backup big. I don't think they would go Visar. I think this might be a little too early for Tyrus Reed, even though I think that might be a good call for them at 20. I'm gonna say the Spurs make an upside play and they say, hey, we're gonna bet on Chris Sinek Jr. with that ridiculous 7'5" wingspan, an unbelievable rebounder, a really good defender. I know the criticism is, why doesn't he block shots? He's got the longest arms in the world and he's got a motor that never stops. Why doesn't he block shots? And I think I would trust the Spurs to let him watch Wemby and go, hey, see guy, do that. See that guy? Go do that. You can't do it as well as that guy, but let's learn from the master. Let's learn from that Frenchman. And I just believe in the upside. He went to a really difficult context in the Houston Cougars, and he was a 5-star that kind of could have gone wherever he wanted, and he chose a difficult place to go play under Sampson. And so I respect the kid. I believe in his upside. I think this is a good spot for him to go. Any thoughts on Sinek, or you want to keep moving?
No, I agree, and I think he can actually play with Wemby too. I think they can play side by side. So I like the pick. Probably maybe what I would have done with Detroit, but now Detroit, you get Cameron Carr, and I think you're very happy about getting a wing that can shoot.
Yep, shooting.
Aid, that plays defense, that has just risen up draft boards. I thought he'd be there for the Mavs at 30 when the draft cycle started, and then he went out and balled at the combine. So. It almost feels too late now for Cameron Carr at 21, but I think the Pistons would be really happy with that pick.
I love Cam Carr, man. He is like, he's electric. He's so fun. He's like just this raw athleticism, but with a really pretty 3-point shot.
Yeah,
he loves to dunk the ball. He's not afraid to defend. Like he's got those freakish long arms. He's got that 7-foot wingspan, like you said. I like him a lot. I think he'll probably go earlier than this if I was guessing.
Yeah.
But that's just it's a sign of these first 25 picks. There's so much talent. There's so much
versatility where you can
Absolutely. So that brings me to the 76ers. And I've said this before. I have no idea what the 76ers are looking for or what they're going to do. I know they're not going to take a small guy because they've got VJ and Maxey. So I'm going to give them someone with some size. Like I would love to give them Christian Anderson. Like I think this is where he should go, or even a little earlier. He's just he or Sturts are the best shooter in this whole class.
Yep.
He'll step on the floor, be able to hit shots like a madman. Yep. He'll be able to run a beautiful pick and roll. He'll make great passes out of a pick and roll. There's all the questions about can he self-create his shot and can he get separation? Maybe not, but he will shoot the cover off that ball. But I don't think the Sixers will take him here. I don't think they go Koa Pete. I never know where to mock Karim Lopez. I have no clue. I know. I'm sure he's going to go in this range, and I don't know who would take him. Maybe the 76ers would. They need a skilled big. Do they go Reed? Is this a good Graves spot? I'll do that. I'll give him Alan Graves. I think
There
Graves
you
may even go earlier than this. I know I saw a mock or a big board that had him as number 2, and I was just like, whoa, okay, number 2, nice. But Alan Graves here, he's a toolsy big. He projects to hit open shots. He's not going to beat you off the dribble. He's going to steal the ball. He's a madman on the rebounding. I think he's going to, as long as you're not too quick for him, he will absolutely D you up. I just think he's a really solid, really smart player, kind of like in different ways, but similar to what I said about Morez Johnson. I think he's one. I think Alan Graves is one of those guys who will help you win games.
Yeah,
you don't want to rely on him to be your number 1 option or your number 2 option. I don't even know if he's a number 3 option, but like if he can get in there and mess the game up and make plays, I think he's the kind of guy who will contribute to winning. So yeah, I like his game overall.
I think the 76ers like him too. I think they brought him in for a workout. Like literally, as I'm recording this, I think I just saw a tweet today that they brought him in.
There you go.
So,
see, I knew that.
Yeah. I was trying to give you the head nod when you started talking about him because I was like, I think that's actually where they might go here.
Oh, cool. I love that.
So I love it too. I think it's a good pick. With the Hawks at 23, I'm going to do the same thing I just did with the Thunder, where it was a win now guy, where they took Mara. Okay. And then I say they take the upside swing and go with Karim Lopez.
Okay, there he goes. Boom.
I also think Lopez is he and Kuminga are different versions of each other, I think, and I think they want to be done with Kuminga. So, I don't know, take the Mexican Kuminga and just go for Lopez.
Yeah.
There's really real question marks about his shot. He's not quite the athlete you'd like him to be, but he's smart. He's been playing in the NBL as a teenager and playing meaningful minutes in the NBL as a teenager. So, he can play the game of basketball. He's the best Mexican prospect probably in NBA history.
Absolutely.
He's been mocked as high as 9, which I think is ridiculous, but it is a real thing. So, I think it's a good value pick for the Hawks at 23.
Yeah, I like the little bit I've seen, but I just don't know. Like I just don't know with this kid. I've watched highlights. I've never watched a complete game of his, and so I'm like, oh, highlights make everyone look awesome.
Sure.
But yeah, the shooting is a little suspicious. And like, what is he great at? What's his great skill going to be? That's where I'm kind of always stuck with him because he might end up being awesome. He might end up being way underdrafted. He might have should have gone the top 15 or something. I just don't. That'll just be my L. I'll just be like, oh, I just didn't know. I just got that one wrong. All right, so the world champion New York Knickerbockers at pick 24. Off the top of your head, help me a little bit. What do they need? What do they need? Do they need? I've heard they might lose Mitchell Robinson. Is that something they address here?
I think they could, and I also think they've fallen in love with the kid that has been playing at St. John's, and that's Zuby Ejiofor.
Don't say that. Don't say my guy.
I know.
That's my guy at 30, Jimmy. That's my guy at 30.
Well, here's the thing. The Knicks have the Knicks have the pick at 31 too, so they can wait and hope that he falls. But if they're scared that he might go, I could see him going this high.
I think he's going higher than I wanted him to go.
Yeah.
I really do. And he's the local kid. I mean, he's actually our kid. He's a Garland kid. He would love to play for the Mavs. He's a Dirk kid. He's raised under Dirk. But man, yeah, okay. I like that pick because I love Zuby. I'm going Zuby with the Knicks, and that just fits, man. He fits New York. He really does. He's a dog. He's like maybe just a slightly less athletic Morez Johnson, slightly shorter Morez Johnson. He's going to give you everything. He's going to battle. He's going to fight. Better passer than Morez. Probably a better shooter than Morez right now. Had big responsibilities there for St. John's and led them effectively. I can't say enough about this kid. I would love him in Dallas. I don't think he'll be there at 30. That brings us to 25 to the Lakers. What do you think they're doing?
All right, I think I'm going to do kind of another shocking pick here.
Okay. Hold on. Just a second.
Okay.
Ring, ring. Oh, your phone is ringing, Jimmy. Your phone. It's the Mavericks. They're saying, would you like Daniel Gafford, and we'll take back in trade for the 25th pick, we'll take back Vanderbilt and Connect. Would you like to do that, LA? You don't have to, but that's what the Mavs will offer.
Because I didn't do a trade at number 9, I will click accept.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
So the Mavericks move up to 25, which means I get to make both Mavs picks.
You get to make all the Mavs picks. All right, cool. So let me see here. We're going to take Connect, and we're going to take Vanderbilt. By the way, you can waive Connect. He has a team option.
Bye.
And then it's 2 years total of like 23 million, 24 million, 25 million, something like 2 years for Vandy, which isn't insane. So we get no. We're not trading pick 30. We are trading Daniel Gafford. And
they're not trading. They're not trading 30.
No.
Okay.
No, heck no. We're giving you Daniel Gafford, a player Luka Doncic adores and wants.
Yep.
You need to give us something, and we're going to take a couple contracts that you don't like in return. So here we go. All right. Do you accept this trade?
Accept. Hit it.
Boom.
Hit it.
And now you get to choose another Mavericks pick. Who would you like to go with for the Mavs at 25?
Okay, it's funny because had the Mavs waited and not picked at 25, at 30, I would take Isaiah Evans. And so if Dallas had traded 30 here, I probably would have been like, yeah, let's go Isaiah Evans here. But because he's still on the board.
Yeah. Who do you like here? Who do you like? There's some good.
There's two guys.
Sergio.
There's two guys for me. There's three. It goes between Isaiah Evans, Christian Anderson, and Sergio Delaria.
Okay.
I've really fallen in love with Delaria. I was actually who I was going to pick. If the Lakers didn't pick or trade that, I was going to go him because he's a Spanish guard that can talk to Luka. But because he's on the board and because he's such an amazing shooter, even though we took Keaton Wagler at the first pick, you got to take Christian Anderson. Give him.
Okay, I like it, man. Best shooter in the draft. Him or Sturts, the best shooters. Hey, what have we been saying Coop needs? Shooting. Yep. Christian Anderson is shooting and then some. Yeah, and a great pick and roll player too. And so, yeah,
I'm saying bye to Brandon Williams. I'm saying
bye. Yeah, absolutely.
I love you, Ryan Nembhard, but you can go too. And so your point guard depth now goes Wagler, Kyrie, Christian Anderson, and then I don't know, let Coop be, I guess, your other point guard. So
Jimmy, I love this pick. Even though it's 2 point guards, we're just saying, hey, we're going to have a young guard core. Kyrie can do the thing he does as well as any player in the league today, and that's coach them up, train them, pour into them, get them ready, and so that when he's ready to retire, like we have these 2 young guards, a starter and a backup, who are ready to come in and be effective at what they do really well. I think both of them will be great shooters. And I think both of them will be solid passers. The defense is where it's going to have to kind of get figured out. But I love this pick. So I'm just going to go really quickly here. For the Nuggets at 26, Joshua Jefferson. Aaron Gordon, I love him. He can't stay healthy. Josh Jefferson is not going to be a Gordon replacement. But you can kind of see the similarity, right? Like if Zuby was here, I would have put Zuby here. I just think they need athleticism. They need size. They with Jokic, they can maximize smart players, and Joshua Jefferson is a smart player. I like this pick here.
Okay, I like it too. I probably would have gone Taurus Reed if I was
Denver, a little bigger,
athletic, big man. But
sure.
Boston also needs a big man. Vucevic is going to be gone. I think Vesar can replace what they wanted Vucevic to do and never did.
Yep.
To a degree, he's obviously not nearly as good as Vucevic is, but he's a true stretch 5. And
absolutely.
I think it's a fun pick for Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. This is easy for me. I thought you were going to take him a second ago, but we got Anderson, which I love. Sergio is gone. He's going to the Timberwolves. He's going to get there and start feeding passes to Ant. He's going to help bring some relief to Anthony Edwards, I think. His size is great. He's kind of an exciting another kind of aura player. I really like him. He's long. He loves to dunk the ball. He's a really good passer. I like this kid, Sergio, a lot.
Well, at 29 with Cleveland, I think I'm going to go with give me Isaiah Evans. I wanted him to be a Maverick at 30, but I'm going to not let my bias show. And
I like it. I respect it.
Who I think can help them win the most right now, and I think that's Isaiah Evans.
Okay, yeah. Do you believe in his game? I believe in his shot. I believe him as a shooter. Do you think he brings anything else to the floor?
I do. I really have gotten to the point where, he took a pretty sizable leap from his freshman to sophomore year in terms of creating for himself. And so I think he can do a little bit more than just sit there and shoot. I'm more worried about his frame. He's pretty skinny. Can he put weight on his frame?
Very thin,
is a good question. But I think his ability to get his own shot is improving and is only going to improve more once he gets under the right kind of development.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that brings us to 30. Let's make this pick together, Jimmy. Okay. We're going to wrap up the first round here. Do you have? Let's just go through these players here. Do you have any interest in Koa Pete at 30?
Yes.
You think that's the pick? You think that's the pick?
I don't know if it's the pick. It feels like it could be, though. It's funny because really, I would really just, it's the top two guys left on the board are really the two guys I would really consider strongly here. But, dude, take the upside swing on Koa. Whoever you're picking at 30, you're really just hoping becomes a good NBA player. And,
I like it.
Koa has the most ability to be better than just a good NBA player of the guys left on the board. He also has the most ability to be a complete zero at the same time because, I mean, his shot is just so
Can't make
broken.
a shot.
But his size and his athletic ability is immeasurable. So,
Okay, so let me ask you a weird question. If you don't like this, or if you think, be honest. If it's not a good comp, or if you don't see it, could he be a bigger version of Carter Bryant for the Spurs? Someone who's got to develop a shot. He's got to develop a shot. But as a rookie, he's going to step on the floor and make defensive plays. Do you kind of see anything, or am I just dreaming there?
No, yeah, I think in terms of what he brings to a team, in terms of like how he can help you win right now, yeah, I think there's some of that to his game. It doesn't hurt that he went to Arizona, and he's gonna at the worst he's gonna have a couple fun dunks in preseason. Like if nothing else, you're gonna see him finish at the rim well, and he and Cooper Flagg I think have some like AAU familiarity and played together growing up. Like I don't know if they played on the same team, but like played against each other. So I'm all for taking a swing at 30. Yeah. I think also a guy like Mike Schmitz would. I mean, heck, he took a swing on Hansen Yang at 16. So like, why wouldn't he take a swing on a guy at 32? Yeah, I'm all for Pete at 30. It's just at a point where it's like, I mean, how much further? Why would he stay in the draft?
Yeah.
If he didn't think he was going to be a first-round pick, and yes, it's the end of the first round, but it's still a first-round pick.
I bet he goes before this, but if he's there, I think there's something there. Yep. It's really just his shot. Everything else is really interesting or really good. If he can figure out just something offensively or just with the shot, because he's a good mid-range guy, he's a good scorer around the rim, and he's a good passer. He just needs to figure out that shot. Jimmy, we made it, man. I think we did a pretty good job. Thank you so much for your time. While I kind of scroll through the draft here so that everyone can kind of get an update on the first round here, tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, as always, find me on Twitter. That is my oldest standing platform at all_things_Mavs. Been doing that since 2013. Thank you guys for everybody that has followed me. Jimmy C. Hoops on YouTube, Jimmy C. Hoops on TikTok, Jimmy C. Hoops on Instagram. I'm really trying to build up the video following, and it's really gotten to a fun point that I've just been able to do it daily, and it's been a lot of fun. So I'm really sticking consistent with it for the first time in a long time, and it's more generic, not just Mavs, but it's still heavy Mavs. So if you want Mavs stuff, if you want more regular NBA stuff, you can find me there and hit me up on all of them, and I'll hit you back. So.
And you're doing an awesome job, man. I appreciate, on behalf of the Mavs fan base, I appreciate all that you bring to us. Me and Vinay were laughing the other day of how every once in a while you get someone DM you like, hey, I saw this person and having a dinner over here or something like that. And you're like low key becoming like this little whisperer of like, hey, I heard. I love that. I think it's awesome, dude. I love that. So that's really cool that you kind of get that info.
You're in Dallas enough. You get some boots on the ground that'll tell you a thing or two. So
I love it, man. I love it. Keep up the great work.
I'll tell people what I find out, and I'm not going to BS anybody about anything.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. Well, brother, thank you for your time. I've been Bo at Mavs Highlights. You guys have a good one. Good night.